How's everybody doing? This is John. I'm excited to go over this training this morning. This will also be recorded and posted for everybody as well. So we're going to train on a couple of things today. Number one, how to master the art of the invitation. This is a training I've been doing for several years, and so it doesn't just apply to direct sales, it applies to all sorts of different things. And then number two, we're going to go over some closing methods as well, and I'm going to read a couple messages I've received. I just here in the last day or so, I've been running a campaign in South Africa for the last 2 days. I've had probably at least 20 plus responses to the ad already, and we've got 2 to 3 really good prospects right now. And I'm just kind of going through the list, and I'm going to kind of share with you what I'm doing there as well. But this stuff works. If you follow along with what we're training you on, you can have a lot of success. So we're going to cover some simple stuff first right now. So set goals. Obviously, how many prospects, when you're talking about a Zoom call, right now we're talking about Zoom. Previously, when I taught this, we used to go around the country hosting events and things of that sort, and we host in front of 10 people or 500 people or whatever. It just depends on what the event was and everything like that. But set goals. When you're in business for yourself, you need to understand that you are the person you answer to, right? You are your own boss. This is an opportunity, but this is also business. And I always tell people, if you treat your business like a business, you can make money like a business. If you treat it like a hobby or just an opportunity, you'll make money like a hobby or an opportunity. And so there's a lot to be said in that. There's a lot of truth there. So set goals. How many prospects do you want to attend to a call? If you want 3, invite 10. Assume about 30% of them will show up. Okay, if you want 3 prospects on a call, invite 10. Where will you find the prospects? Have a specific place where you are inviting them to. So are you inviting them to a call, a home meeting, a corporate event? Right now, they're not doing a lot of corporate events, so probably to your home or a call are the 2 different places you're going to invite them to, right? So have time available on your calendar and know when you want to book it in advance. Avoid last minute. What does that mean? Don't invite somebody to call an hour before the call starts. Give them time. Give them a couple of days. And I'm going to go over all sorts of different methods on how you can do this very, very effectively. But don't do last minute. People, whenever you speak with people and you invite them somewhere last minute, it can kind of be a little disrespectful to them, number one. Number two, when you're speaking with somebody and inviting them somewhere, start some monologue first. Don't just say, I hate it. This has been a pet peeve of mine for years. Someone will contact me. I haven't heard from this friend in 5 years, 10 years, whoever, however long it may be. And they'll contact me and say, hey, John, how are you going? How are you doing? Okay, I'm great. I'm fine. Okay, I got this awesome business. I want you to take a look at it. And then get right into it. And I'm thinking, dude, you haven't even talked to me in 5 years, and you're hitting me up for a business opportunity. Just think the one thing whenever you're in sales at any level, always put yourself in the shoes of the recipient. The best salespeople in the world are very, very good at this. Put yourself in their shoes. If somebody came to you after 5 years or even a year or even 6 months or even 3 months, and the first words out of their mouth is, hey, check out this business opportunity. That does not come across as very sincere. That does not come across as they, even caring about you. It comes across as, man, I'm a dollar sign to you. So you have to be very careful. Start a conversation first. How is the family? How are the kids? How have you been doing? We haven't spoken in a while. Talk to them for a day or 2 before you even reach out to them. If they don't get on that call this week because it's too late, fine, invite them on a call next week, but rekindle that relationship. Get to know them again a little bit, catch up, that kind of stuff. And then you bring the conversation up. You bring it up. And I'll tell you how to do that here on the next couple of slides. But think about that for a moment. Never just contact somebody out of the blue and say, oh, by the way, here's a business opportunity for you. That is what I call amateur hour at the Roxbury. That's what I call that. Don't do it. It is not as effective. It may work once in a blue moon, but we want results. You want to say, for example, invite 10 people. You want 7 or 8 of them to show up, not 3. We're just saying 3, but 7 or 8. You want most of them to show up. But in order to do that, the very first message from you needs to be sincere. It's got to be, people want to do business with you because of who you are and who you are to them. And they like you, they respect you, they want to follow you, they want to work with you. So if you come across and too sharp or too blunt or abrupt right at the beginning, that's a turnoff. That is a definite turnoff. And I mention that because I see it over and over and over again. I will receive friend requests on Facebook. I'll accept it because I have no idea if they're in this company or another group I'm with. So I accept them. And sometimes within 2 minutes, oh, here's something I'd like for you to look at. I don't even know who the person is. Why am I going to look at their business opportunity? I know nothing about them. I have no clue who they are. I don't know, I know nothing. And I always respond very politely, say, you know what, thank you, but no thank you, blah, blah, blah. And I won't even look at it. I don't even look at it because they did it the wrong way. And they didn't build any kind of relationship with me. They don't care about me. I'm a name to them on Facebook, right? So you have to, it's the art of the invite starts with the art of the relationship. So have excitement in your voice. I've heard so many people introduce me to different things or ask me to be here or be there, and they're just kind of, monotone or whatever. Have excitement in your voice. People like passion. Don't become overly excited, however. Oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing in the history of the world. Stay away from platitudes. What does that mean? Don't oversell it. Have excitement, have passion, but don't oversell it. Things like, when you do get to this point of the conversation, and again, we'll get it more into that here in the next slide or so, but I have found something that's working for me. I am excited about this. I think that is something you may be interested in. We've spoken before, and I promised myself I would not come to you until I found something that I was so comfortable with that I thought you may also like. We've spoken before. We've always said, hey, when we spoke last time, we mentioned we would like to do a business together at some point. I believe I found one. I believe I found an opportunity. And what's really cool about this one? No monthly fees. So this is not another one of those. No monthly fees. No this, no that. Or you may be having a conversation with somebody regarding cryptocurrency. You may have a conversation with somebody regarding gaming. If you know people who like gaming, if you know people who like crypto or both or whatever, or direct sales, you have to force the conversation. So you'll have to, you can be sitting down at dinner or lunch or even on the phone or whatever, speaking with somebody, and they're talking about football. Who knows? They're talking about whatever, and you're listening and you're going back and forth. Then all of a sudden you say, oh, speaking about football, yeah, I love that game. And boom, game. As soon as you hear the word game, that could be a trigger to say, oh, speaking of games, when's the last time we've played a video game together? Or when's the last time you've played a game? Or, hey, didn't you like gaming? And so, anything can trigger the conversation, but you've got to bring up the conversation and talk about gaming for 2 to 3 minutes. Talk about crypto for 2 to 3 minutes. Talk about something. Don't just jump into the invite. You've got to learn. It's an art. Sales is an art. It's not an exact science. And for those who become really good at this art, they can sell anything. They can sell it, but it all starts with the very, very beginning of a conversation. So, for example, I'm speaking with somebody about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is something I'm very familiar with. I like it. And I say, you and I used to buy this coin and that coin. You know how funny or sad maybe it was? We bought this coin a couple of years ago, and they dumped and things of that sort, and we kept scratching our heads thinking, man, we got in too late, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm doing? I'm touching their pain points, number one, right? And I'm sympathizing with them, or empathizing really, because I did it with them. You know, we did this, and we, man, didn't we lose our shirts on that one? Oh my goodness, that was horrible. That was terrible. But let me tell you something. Why did I figured out why we lost our shirts? Well, really, John, why is that? Well, because these coins we kept investing in and putting money into and whatever, nothing was backing them. There, you realize that, right? Like we bought this coin and that coin, but what was it that was really backing these coins when we got involved? And let them answer a question. Let them answer that question. They'll say, well, you know what? Come to think about it, nothing really. There were a lot of hype, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was. I think it was. But you know something? I found a coin that finally has something backing it, and I didn't want to come to you on day one. I didn't want to just talk to you about this. I didn't want to bring it up to you until I really did my due diligence, until I really researched it, because the last thing I wanted to do is get involved with another coin that dumps. And I certainly didn't want to tell you about it, because you lost your shirt, I lost my shirt, and I swore to myself I would never allow that to happen again. But you know what? I found something. And look what this is attached to. Have you ever heard of eSports? Let them answer. Yes, they're either going to answer yes or no. Yes, I've heard of eSports. Okay, great. If you had, tell me what you know about eSports. Tell me what, let them say, tell me what you know about eSports. Okay, boom, they'll tell you everything they know about eSports. Yeah, pretty cool. What if, for a moment, you can imagine a cryptocurrency, a coin being attached to eSports? Think about it. Just think about it. All of those games being played, all of these tournaments being done. Could you imagine if you had the ability not to just earn when people play video games, but could you imagine the potential of a coin that is awarded to the winners of esports gaming? That's back now. Here's a coin being backed by something. Here's an ecosystem being created. This is what we did not have 2 years ago when we lost our shirts. We have it now. That's the conversation before you invite them to a call. You're warming them up. You're warming them up. And then you want to hear their answers. You want to hear their thoughts. You want to hear how they respond to that. And they say, no, I haven't heard about esports. Okay, you know what? That's fine. You've heard of gaming, video games? Well, of course I've heard of video games, John. Okay, did you realize that esports is one of, if not the largest gaming platform in the world? Well, that's cool. And then tell them a little bit about esports. Yeah, I've learned, it's got this game. Research esports a little bit. Name some of the games on the esports platform. And just say, and then tie it back in and say, the reason why I'm telling you about esports is because we lost our shirts on crypto a couple years ago. And I didn't want to do it again. And I certainly, again, wasn't going to come to you with it unless I found something that had an ecosystem, something to back it, such as esports. That's the conversation starter. That's how you do it. And then once you get them talking about it, say, yeah, man, I really love this one because of this affiliation. And then you can get into transaction speeds and you can get into all that as well. But have that conversation, then say, oh, and by the way, there's a call about this tonight, or not tonight, in a couple of days. Never do it the same day. If it's that same day, wait until the next call. Give them a couple of days. Give them some respect. Plus, it allows you time to follow up with them. And we'll talk about that here in a moment as well. But this is this is gold. I promise you. But you've got to force that conversation, the initial conversation before the invite. Get their wheels turning. Get them thinking a little bit. Okay? And then get them, when you do extend the invitation, get them to admit that they're good at keeping appointments. To say, you know what, I would invite you to this call, but I'm telling you right now, if I invite you and you say yes, will you actually show up? How good are you at keeping commitments? How good are you at keeping it? This is true for a new prospect. This is true for someone you've known for years. How good are you at keeping commitments? I'm extending this invitation to you, but if I do this and you commit to it, I really, really, really need you to be there. I really need you to be there. Put it on them. And you know what that does? It creates value for you. Keep value. Don't ever beg somebody to show up. I am counting on you to be there. Are you good at keeping your commitments? Because if you are, I've got something that I believe that would really, really interest you. Again, esports, crypto, whatever it may be. Get them to admit they're good at keeping those appointments. Okay, I'm showing you how I earn money. Come check it out for yourself. I will pick you up at 5:30. Now this applies to if you're going to an event. Come see how you can earn multiple ways with absolutely zero monthly fees. Because they'll say, is this one of those, John, is this one of those MLM things? I'll say, well, tell me. I'll say, you know what? Tell me what you hate about direct sales. What do you hate about MLMs? Those monthly fees, right? Don't you hate those auto ships? If you're asking me if it's another auto ship, if you're asking me if this is another monthly fee program, the answer is no, it's not. I'm not paying any monthly fees. Yeah, I am so flippin' excited about this thing. Why? Because of that coin I just told you about. Why? Because of eSports that we just spoke about. The potential of this coin is enormous. The potential of this, and you can, and they'll say, well, then why are you inviting me? Well, A, I like you, number one, and B, I promised myself if I found something good, I would invite you. C, I can earn a residual whether you pay a monthly fee or not. I'm not asking you to pay a monthly fee. I'm telling you about this amazing opportunity I just found. Attached to this and attached to that, tied to this, tied to that. Those are the types of conversations you should be having. But you want to pull back. One thing, anytime that you initially contact anybody, I don't care who it is, the red flags go up, right? The guard comes up. They start building those walls, and you need to start taking that wall down brick by brick by brick by brick. And you know what the bricks are. We know what they are. And monthly fees is a major brick. So you should throw that out there almost immediately, but it's the way you bring it up. Would you like to learn more about this coin? Would you like to learn more about their affiliation with eSports? You're not inviting them to build a team right now. You're asking them if they would like to learn more about this coin, their affiliation with eSports. And pretty soon other places as well, as those announcements are made. Would you like that? Yay or nay? If you would, be on this call. Well, why don't you tell me about it, John? I would, but how do you think I learned about it? I would be doing you a major injustice if I try to explain the entire thing to you because I'm still learning it. How do you think I was introduced to this? I was on this call and it blew my mind, and I would love for you to be on this call because I believe it would do the same for you. That's how you answer that question. Just be on this call. Nobody's going to ask you questions on the call. You can just listen in for 30 minutes. And if you don't like it, tell me. If you love it, which I believe you will, let's talk about it. Let's discuss after the call. That's how you do it. Okay, there's a lot of your approach, your voice, your excitement without overselling it. All of that matters. All of it makes a big, big difference on who's going to show up and who's not going to show up, who's going to take you serious and who's not going to take you serious. Are you making money yet? I just started. I just got in. But when I got in, the coin was 30 cents. Now it's 85 cents. So in essence, yeah, I've made money. Yes, and I haven't even had to build a team, and I'm just on the coin alone. Come check this out. There's so many cool things you have in SUPONIC that you don't have in other places. Highlight them. Highlight them. Yes, just based off of the coin itself. I'm in great shape. I'm in great shape. I haven't had to go build a huge organization. I haven't asked a single person for a monthly fee. You really need to see this. Tell them, create value. You really need to see this. This is the one, man, I'm telling you, don't miss this one. We've said no. I've said no. You know I've said no to things before. So come see why I'm saying yes to this. Come see for yourself. Those types of statements, that kind of authoritative speaking, that just really, really So the value of this. And then also, you know what else is amazing about these calls? We get to learn from some of the top earners in this industry. We get to learn training systems. We get to learn from speakers and presenters who have been there and done that. 30 minutes of your time to learn some valuable information like I have. 30 minutes of your time to learn about this amazing product and service, the company itself, who, if you decide to join with us, who your leaders will be. The team that we have is phenomenal. We get free training, free this, free that. Dude, it cost me $100 one time to do this. I would pay tenfold for this type of training. I'd pay tenfold for the opportunity to hold this coin. You really need to see this. That's what I'm saying. Create that value and edify the people, the training system, the speakers, everything on there. Look, dude, it's worth your time. What else are you going to do for that 30 minutes? I'm telling you, this will be worth your time. That's how you invite people. And then another thing you want to do is when you invite people, tell them, I'm going to, the call's at 7 p.m. Eastern, whatever, or 8 p.m., whatever the call is. I'm going to call you 30 minutes before and confirm to make sure, is that okay? Yes, okay, call me before. Great. You will hear from me 30 minutes before. If you call, they don't answer, pick up and call again. If they don't answer, send them a text. Remind them. If they don't show up, that's fine. Follow up with them right after the call. Hey, sorry you missed the call, but you know what? There's another one at this time. And do that 3 or 4 times if you need to. Don't lay off. Just kind of, and again, just kind of be on them and follow up so they know how serious you are about this. How many times in the past have you joined a company and you're gone in 2 weeks or a month, or you followed up with somebody once or twice and then you just stopped? When you do that, they don't think you're serious about it. Be serious about it. Now, don't drive them crazy. You know, after a few follow-ups, just say, you know what, dude, fine, you don't get it, and then pull away a little bit. Like, I'm doing this with or without you, man. But I love you to death. I like you. We're friends. I'm not going to bug you to death over this. But I'm telling you right now, I think you're missing a great opportunity. But, hey, let's talk about something else. You know, be respectful, because you don't want to chase them off. You don't want to have them never take your call again. Right? That's why it's important to get, I'll tell you something right now. In sales, I call it the shake ahead, the shaking the head confirmation. When you're having a conversation with somebody in person, if they're shaking their head up and down, yes, that's when you close them on the call. If they're kind of leaning back and thinking about it, then let them speak. Let them speak. Just shut up and let them speak. They're thinking about it, they're folding their arms a little bit, they're in deep thought. Let them speak, because they're not hearing anything you're saying anyway. Watch their body language. If you're on the phone call with them, if they pause a little bit, hey, what are your thoughts? Let them speak. Let them share their thoughts. Overcome 1 or 2 of their everybody has a couple of objections. Hear them out. Don't just go, brrr, 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 you know, don't motor mouth them. Don't sit there and just blow up on them. I call it the machine gun mouth. Don't throw up on them. Let them speak, hear their thoughts, and then just walk them through each one at a time and say, all right, great. Okay, great. Walk them through whatever those objections may be or concerns, then get them on the call. You know, a lot of people, especially new people in sales, they'll sit there and just throw up on people like crazy. And I liken it to Charlie Brown when the teacher's in the classroom and all you hear is wah, 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 wah. That's what they're hearing. You may you might say, man, I just gave them the best sales pitch in the world and they're just not getting it. What's wrong with these people? You ever think that? What's wrong with this person? He or she's not listening. It's not them, it's you. You're saying too much. Let them think, let them process. Everybody processes at different speeds, at different times, and depend on the subject. Somebody may be a lot more educated on crypto or esports than somebody else, so it may take somebody a little bit longer to process, or timing is a big deal in their life. You know, or you just don't know. It could be anything. Listen, the best sales guys in the world are the best listeners. Listen to what they have to say. and then you have to kind of take that conversation from there, right? And then get on the same page as your prospect. Common ground. Common ground is your best friend when it comes to an initial invite. Common ground. Well, what is that? Well, it could be anything. So, for example, you know what? Well, John, I haven't played a video game in 20 years. Why would I be interested in gaming? Well, you know what? I haven't played a video game in 10 years. So I'm not in this to play video games. Now, what have you just done? You know, instead of say this, I'll tell you a rookie mistake right now. So I promise one of you guys have already done this. I swear to you have. And I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just saying I know it's happened. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. John, I haven't played a game in 20 years. Yeah, but these games are so cool. They're so fun. It's only 2 minutes. It's only this and that. They're not asking you to sell them on the games. They're telling you, I haven't played a game. What does that tell you? I'm not interested in playing video games. That is what they're saying to you. So the last thing you want to do is take the bait and start selling them on the video games. Yeah, but it's only 2 minutes and it's a lot of fun and it's blah, 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 and it's that wah, wah, wah. That's what they're hearing. And you've lost them. Empathize with them, sympathize with them, get on common ground. You know what? I haven't played a game in 10 years. Do you know what you just did? You just diffused their argument. You know what? I haven't played either, but I'm not in this for the game. I'm in this for the potential of this coin. Why? Because whether you or I play video games, you know, that's between us and that's something personal between us. But I can tell you over 2 billion people, a third of the Earth's population plays video games. Now just imagine for a second a coin being attached to that potential. That's what I'm talking about here. Oh, well, wait a second. Okay, well, since you say it like that, did I sell them on eCores? Nope, didn't even mention it. I didn't have to. I'm finding common ground. Once you find common ground, then you have that discussion on that common ground. And then from that discussion, then you slowly move them towards coming to a call or listening to your video or watching your presentation. If you send them a presentation, the best of the best, walk through it with them. Hey, let's walk through this PDF together. Don't just say, hey, I'm going to send you a PDF and call me if you have any questions. Walk them through it. Set up a call with them to walk them through the PDF. Because if they have questions, you can be Johnny on the spot right there and answer the questions. Again, the best sales guys in the world, they know this stuff. It's all the little things that most people ignore or they don't even think about. So they don't do it, and then they lose people through the cracks. Hey, let's schedule 15, 20 minutes where I can walk you through this PDF. Well, just send me the information. Okay, I would love to, but there's a lot of pictures and things. You're going to have a lot of questions. Let's just walk through it. When's a good time for you? I've got tonight at 10 o'clock. Before you even commit to the call, let me walk you through. If they're on the fence, they don't want to come to the call, you don't want to lose them. So either they're going to say, hey, yes, I'll be on the call. Yes, I'm going to keep commitments. Yes, you can follow up. Okay, great. Get them on the call. You don't have to walk them through anything. But if they're on the fence, they're sitting, which a lot of people, they're wavering. Hey, you know what? Forget the call. I'm going to walk through the PDF with you. And then after, if you see something you like, then will you commit to the call? Okay, great. Let's do that. Let me walk through it with you. I'll answer your questions. Again, I'm still learning, so I will do what I can, but then let's get you on the call after this and walk them through it. Don't just send it to them. If you do that, those little extra things that you can do, it's going to vastly increase your ability to get people to show up. There's one rule in sales that I've always lived by, and that's my closing rate. The percentage of people I close versus the percentage of people I talk to. That is the only thing that matters to me. And to all the best sales guys, it's your percentage of closing. When I taught at a company called Smack years ago. My closing rate was exceptionally high. As an appraiser, my closing rate was 80. I think I used to track this stuff. 87% was my closing rate. 87%. That's 8.7 out of 10 people I talked to were closed, not just prospects. I've had closing rates really high in every company I've been with because I think about the little things that other people may not think about. And that's what I want to train and teach all of you. The little things matter a lot. Your follow-up matters a lot. I'm running a campaign right now on Facebook. 2 days into it, I've got a spreadsheet. I've got 3 people that are very interested, but I've got 20-something people to follow up on. And for the next 3 days, I'll probably have another 20, 30. I'll probably have 40 or 50 people off of this one ad. And I told the 2 people I'm running the ad with, if I don't close them in the first 5 days while the ad's running, don't worry about it. Well, what do you mean? I said, well, because I'm just gathering information right now for the first few days. These guys are shopping other opportunities, and I'm following up with this person, and at the same time, I've got these presentations I'm creating. I'm doing these 3 calls. I'm busy as heck. I've got all this stuff going on. I said, but I have a process that I follow, and I've always followed for years. Really, John, what is that? I said, simple. During the campaign, while my Facebook ads are running, new people are constantly coming in. So I'm following up, and I'm just gathering information. And then do you know what I do? I turn the system off for about 2 weeks. I don't run a single ad for another week or 2. And all I do is spend the next 2 weeks just hammering those leads, just exhausting those leads. So I can, out of those leads I get in, I can get 2 to 3 key people, and I can close them, and I can train them. And this is what I tell them. If you come into my organization, remember how I just found you. How did I find you? You found me through Facebook. Exactly. Would you like me to co-run ads with you? And I will train you. And since you live in that area, why don't I send you the leads moving forward so you can close them along with me, and we will help you build a team in your country. How does that sound for you? I will help you find people exactly the same way I found you. That makes a lot of sense to them. And then you do it. Your next campaign, here's a beautiful thing about it. Binary, you need 2 good people. What if you had a campaign in this country and you had a campaign in another country? You find 1 or 2 good people in one country, and then you rally behind that person. You support the heck out of that person. You send that person leads through the same methods in which you found them. That's how you duplicate. That's what I'm doing right now. So then they can do the same thing that you did, and they can train people and stuff. But what if I just, I'd spend $25 a week or $10 a week, whatever it is on the ads. I said, listen, I've got this person, that person. Now I'm feeding this person leads all day long. Boom, 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 boom. Do you know how loyal that person is going to be to me now? Do you know how far that person will follow me? Why? Because A, I did what I said I would do. And number 2, they're getting leads. They're having some success. And then I'm training them to help them close those leads, or I'm getting on calls with them to help them close those leads. And I'm going to show you exactly how I'm doing that. And it works. So if you don't close them the first few days, so what? When somebody reaches out to you on an ad or online, or you find somebody online, assume that person is looking at 100 other deals at the same time. You don't know. You have no idea how many other deals they're looking at. But assume they're looking at least 100. And why do I say that? Because it gives you that sense of urgency. Hey, I've got this prospect. I need to learn about this prospect. Then start asking them about questions about themselves. You know what I ask them? I don't say, hey, would you really, really want to sign up? I said, tell me about yourself. Have you done direct sales in the past? Oh, awesome. Which companies have you worked with? Have you had success? I'd love to hear your success. I'd love to hear failures, whatever. Well, I've done it, John. It's just never worked for me. Oh, really? Why is that? Why do you think that is? Start having a conversation with them. And then, you know what? When you have the conversation with them, guess what happens? You find common ground. Why do you think you failed in the past? I don't know. I can never get my teams together. Everybody tells me no. Why are they telling you no? Was it those pesky monthly fees? I know. I can tell you right now, that's what the people used to tell me no, because they don't want to pay a monthly fee. Why? Because they don't know they're going to have a job next month or not. I understand why somebody would tell me no. I don't like paying monthly fees either. Do you like paying monthly fees? No. Okay, great. What if I tell you we don't have any monthly fees? What if I tell you I can help you find people the same way I found you and there are 0 monthly fees? Those types of conversations before you just say, hey, look at this information, call me back. Tell me what you think. What I've been doing is I've been moving people over to WhatsApp. Hey, what's your WhatsApp number? Here's my let's discuss on WhatsApp. And these are the conversations I'm having on WhatsApp right now from my Facebook ads, because a lot of people use WhatsApp or Telegram or whatever they use. You use what they use. You know, I hate it when people say, you're the one prospect, you're trying to get their attention, you're trying to get them as a business partner. So they say, hey, I would love to Telegram you. And you know what some rookies will say? Well, sorry, I don't have Telegram. No, do you know what you do? You get off your butt and you go get Telegram. You cater to them. They're your prospect. You cater to them. If they have Telegram, say, hey, can you contact me via Telegram? Yeah, great. I will go ahead and do that. Let's set that up. And then get off, log out, log into Telegram, download the app, and freaking familiarize yourself with Telegram. You need 1 to 2 good leaders in a country to start a mass build. Cater to them, especially if there's somebody who has had a background in this. You do the little extra steps, the little extra things to give you value to them in your eyes. They're looking at 100 other opportunities right now. So make sure you do all those little things well. The best guys in the world at sales do the little things extremely, extremely well. It's not like they're these amazing salespeople. They're just very good at the details. They're very good at, and they're very consistent with it. And if you can be consistent with those details, who knows what you can end up doing. So again, empathize to your prospect's pain. Monthly fees are a pain. Auto ship is a pain. Not knowing anybody is pain. Yeah, but John, I'd really love to do this. It sounds good, but I don't know anybody. That's okay. I didn't know you 20 minutes ago. What if I can help you find the people the same exact way I found you? Would you be willing for me to train you so I can find you prospects and you can turn around and help close them with me? And then eventually close them on your own and then repeat that process down the line. And then you can meet people that way. We all have to start somewhere. So why not here? There is not a single objection that you should not be able to overcome just thinking about that objection. This is how it's done. Okay. You ask me how I'm making money. Here's your chance to find out at a higher scale. I'm trying to teach you what it is that I'm doing. The best way for you to learn to do what I do is attend a meeting with me, because that's how I learned. That's why I'm asking you to do this meeting. I want you to learn what I've learned. Restating comments made in the past. This goes back to, hey, we had this conversation 2 years ago. We promised ourselves if any of us found a good opportunity, we'd share it with the other. Well, I finally found one. Here it is. Or whatever it is. You know, I remember old conversations I've had with friends and family and stuff. Restate. Put the words back in their mouth that they told you a year ago or 6 months ago or 3 months ago. Call them on it. Do whatever you need to do. But this, again, as all of these details, that you become so good at this and you just duplicate this. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're enough. I've been in this industry for 3 years. 3 years. I have not been in network marketing for 20, 30, 40 years like a lot of people I do know that I've met. I did a call a couple of weeks ago and I said, listen, I made the point on the call. Yeah, John, but you know a lot of people. There were 90-something people on the call, and I started counting the people I knew on the call. And to that person, I said, listen, I knew 2 of you before I started this business a year ago. Out of the 90-some-odd people on this call, I knew 2 of you. So no, I didn't know a lot of people. The point I was making is I just did what I teach people to do. And I met these people through this opportunity, just like you and anybody else can do. Anybody can build a worldwide organization in direct sales. Anybody can do it as long as they decide that they want to do it. And some days are going to suck. Some days are going to suck so bad you wish you were never born. That's okay. Those are your best days. Because if you can get up the next morning and do it again, you got to. This business is learn to become better today than you were yesterday and better tomorrow than you are today. This business is a self-improvement business. And the more self-improvement that you have, the better you will be, just like anything else. And you've got to know that going in. And the beautiful thing about this is you have plenty of time because you don't have to pay an auto ship. But don't give up because you had a bad day or 3 people told you no. Forget that. Go back, come to trainings like this one and learn and learn and learn and develop, and then train your team how to do it as well. And then you will see yourself having a lot of success. Are you open? Questions are always great. Are you open to earning an extra income? Are you open to learning ways how to save money, how to make money, how to do this? Are you open to learn how all of this kind of stuff? Okay, are you open to learn to do what it is I do? That's my favorite one. Because I can ask someone, are you open to earning extra income? Oh, geez, John, what the heck is it? But are you open to learning to do what it is I do? That's why I put that one at the bottom. I absolutely love that question. Well, what is it you do? Boom. You know, it's so funny. Words make a big difference. Are you open to earning an extra income? Oh my gosh, here we go. Are you open to learn what it is I do? Well, what is it you do? What happened? You just opened the door to that conversation, didn't you? Because they're going to ask you, well, what is it that you do? Well, let's talk about gaming. Let's talk about crypto. Let's go back to the basics. Let's set the foundation, and then have them turn it into a discussion. And then from there, boom, take it into, you know, whatever, to the invite or whatever. It's a progression. So building up to events, phone calls, Zooms, all that kind of stuff is one of the most powerful tools you can use to grow your business. Allow the closers to close for you. Allow the presenters, many of them that are seasoned people that have been doing this for a long, long time, allow the presenters to help you close. And then all you have to do is follow up. The best thing to do is, hey, the call starts at 7. It'll wrap up around 7:30 or 7:45. Let's get on the phone right after the call and let's discuss the call. That's another fine detail. I hope you're writing this stuff down. How many of you invite people to a call and you have not set up a post-call appointment? If I had people raise hands, I bet 99% of you would be raising your hand right now. Think about that. Why didn't you set up a post-call appointment to discuss the call? And if you set up a post-call appointment, you know what may happen? They might show up on the call because they're expecting you to call them for the post-call. Another reason to show up, right? It's the little things that's going to make a big difference for your business. I don't care what it is you do. Master the little things, and your business could just gel. So here's a quick video. This is a follow-up video I made. I know the words kind of come back. They may be flashy. This is just round 1. We're going to touch it up a little bit today. We threw this together in 30 to 45 minutes last night. I just want to have it ready for the call. So we're just playing with it, but I want you to pay close attention to the content of this video. We're going to clean it up and make it all cool and everything, but this is just our first rough draft dry run. But I want everybody watch this, and then we're going to discuss the content of this video and explain to you why it can be so effective. Okay, so the content on that. Think about why I wrote it that way. I've got prospects from, here's a Facebook ad. I don't know these people from Adam. Don't know them at all. So I hit a lot of points in that thing. But one thing I want to do is create value for you, the person behind the screen. Create value for your team. Make them think a little bit. Hey, here are the questions we have for you. You know they're going to have questions for you. That's fine. But we want to ask you, prospect, some questions. What do you think about free training? What do you think about having a mentor or learning to become a mentor yourself? What do you think about being attached to a team that has top earners? What do you think about? Get them, pique their interest a little bit. Again, they're looking at about 100 other opportunities right now. Get them to think, create value for yourself in a 3-minute video. And then the little message you should put with it, I would like to interview you so I can get to know you a little bit because I'm looking for leaders that I want to work with. What are you doing? You're setting the tone. You're changing the game. You're not begging them to work with you. You're telling them that it is a privilege for them to work with you. This is an opportunity. You have something very special that you have to offer them. Let them know it. You're reaching out to them, but in a position of authority, of power, meaning that I know I've got something good here. I only have a couple key leaders. Notice on that, it says, make sure you schedule this appointment, this call, before I find my key leaders and I move on to the next place, leaving you behind. There's a lot of psychology in that messaging that I just put, that we wrote last night for you. The words go by pretty fast. We're going to have them pop up on the screen. We're going to touch it up a little bit, make it easier to read. Don't worry about all that. That was just, we threw something together really quick just to have it ready for the call this morning. So don't worry about that. We'll touch it up, okay? But it's the content with the music. Anytime you create video or you do anything like that, a lot of words with people talking, especially in a country where English might be their second language, they're not going to understand it all. So, but a lot of them can read English. Obviously, they can read English because they responded to what? Your ad. Okay, so they can read it and then let it pop up on the screen again. We'll slow that down and all that. But the point is the content. And then you jump on that. That's what I send them. When they ask me, hey, send me some information. Okay, well, this is what we typically do. We love to set up short interviews so we can get to know who you are. You can get to know who we are. Watch this 3-minute video. Will you watch this video? And let's connect afterwards and let's schedule your appointment if you like what you see in the video. Fair enough? Okay, great. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to read some before I wrap this up. I want to read this to everybody on this call. Do you think you can send out a video? Do you think you can go back and refer to last week's training on the Facebook ad? Do all of that stuff. Because I want to read this to you. I got a kick out of this morning, and I'm really excited about this. This is somebody that I did not know until this morning because of this Facebook ad that I ran. Good morning, John Johnson. Thank you for coming back to me or contacting me back is what she meant. I will be available on Monday to have a Zoom meeting. Why? Because I asked her, I said, these are my available times. And you are also very welcome to have a video call with me. I live, breathe, and sleep business and success. My name is blank. I'm not going to say your name. And I am a businesswoman, international qualified modeling and runaway trainer and teacher and a well-known public personality and celebrity. I didn't know her before I ran the ad. I've got a meeting scheduled with her Monday morning to go over, and this is what I did. And here's my response to her. Okay, I want you to hear my response to her. I want you guys to learn how to do this. It is great meeting you. I said her name, and I'm not going to say it. X, here's your name. It was great meeting you. I would love to learn more about you. I'm not saying I want to teach you more about us. I would love to learn more about you as I share this amazing business opportunity with you. I have been training salespeople for almost 30 years myself. I am a top earner in 2 direct sales companies. I was traveling, hosting events. Why am I saying that? Because she is an international model. She travels, she does events. Now what am I doing? Common ground. I have been training sales people, blah, blah, blah. I am a top earner, blah, blah, blah. Hosting events and publicly speaking prior to COVID, but not quite a celebrity yet, even though I will be on the next Star Trek film, which is actually true, by the way. A lot of you guys don't know about that about me. And thank you, my friend David, for setting that up. You're going to see me on Star Trek pretty soon. Anyway, just kind of fun. I have these times available. This is what I want you to key on. I have these times available on Monday for a Zoom call. I have 4 times available Monday, 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. plus GMT. That's her time. 11 to 12 Eastern, 5 p.m. plus 2 GMT, 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern, which is your time, 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern, which is your time, 7 p.m. 2 GMT. Please let me know which time slot works for you, and I will send you a Zoom link and confirm it with you. I look forward to speaking with you. That was my message back to her. I gave her 4 times to choose from. I didn't ask her, hey, what's the best time for you? I gave her, if it doesn't work, she'll come back to me and say, well, unfortunately, these times don't work. Okay, great. Well, you know what? I would really like to get to know you. I will open up my schedule a little bit more for you. Now, what am I doing? I'm telling you, hey, you're important. I will, I'm going to ease up my schedule a little bit. Let's see if we can confirm something that works better for you. I will do you this favor and open up my schedule. Again, that's how the professionals do it. It's all about messaging. It's all about follow-up. After this campaign runs, like I said, after the 5 days when the ads stop, I will exhaust. I will go back. Hey, I've heard from you in a couple of days. Are things okay? Yeah, I would love, let's go ahead and, we haven't scheduled that interview yet. Let's go ahead and circle back. Let's schedule that interview. Oh, hey, how are you doing? I hope things are going well. I haven't heard from you in a couple of days. You know what? I'd love to learn a little bit more about you. You responded to my ad. Obviously, so what was it that piqued your interest? Because if they don't hear from you, you got to say something. What was it that piqued your interest? Why did you respond to my ad? Just start a conversation. Anything, just poke and prod, and then just get a pulse on whoever's left after the 5 days. And then your goal is to set up that interview. So you can learn about them and they can learn about you and they can learn why they want to do business with you. So hopefully helpful. I will record this. I'll post this on our team guide. And again, let your prospects know, hey, we have a team guide. We have this, we have that, all that kind of stuff. This, my friends, you do this, you can build, and again, give them leads afterwards, all that kind of stuff. This is how you build a worldwide organization. And you can do it fairly quickly. When I say it fairly quickly, it can take a couple months or whatever, but it's amazing how invigorated you will feel when you get your first amazing prospect in another country and they become a business partner with you. And then if they run into any issues on how do I pay with Bitcoin, you figure it out with them. You use your team leaders. You let us figure out solutions. You don't just say, oh, crap, John, well, this person can't pay in Bitcoin. We're done. I don't want you to lose a huge leader because he or she can't pay in Bitcoin, right? Well, we'll figure something out. Entrepreneurs always figure something out. You are now, the day you signed up for SUPONIC, you became an entrepreneur. Just remember that. So guess what? You get to be an entrepreneur. Careful what you wish for, right? Careful what you wish for, because that's the life of an entrepreneur. Follow up. I had a call scheduled at 2 a.m. for somebody because he did not have good access outside of his office. So it was, for him, my 2 a.m. was his 10 a.m. I waited till 2 a.m. for this person. He didn't show up on the call. And I was tired, and I had to get up the next morning and drive to corporate for something else. And I was tired. I was running on fumes all day, but I did it as a favor. So when he reached out back to me and said, hey, what happened to your, I kind of reminded him. And I said, this time I'm going to call you and I need you to be on the call. Because I just did you a big favor by staying up till 2 a.m. for you. So let's make sure if we're going to do this, we're going to do this. and I really need you to be on this call because after this one, I'm not going to chase you. And he apologized up and down, and guess who was on the call this morning? He was, and we had a great conversation. Why? Because I gave myself value. Dude, I just did you a big favor, man. You know, and I'm not doing that again because my time is valuable. I am offering you something very, very, very valuable here, right? So you need to understand that. And boom. And guess who's very interested in SUPONIC after our 10-minute conversation this morning? This gentleman is. So with that, everybody, I got to run. Thank you for your time this morning. Again, I will record this, and we will talk soon. Everybody have a great day.